Welcome back to the Joseph Prosperity Strategy. The bridge between faith and action. Have you ever met someone who says, "I believe," but their life doesn't move in the direction of that belief? They pray for rain, but never bring an umbrella. They talk about destiny, but never take the first step. Faith without action is like vision without execution, inspiring but powerless. In leadership, faith is not just spiritual, it's strategic. It's the ability to see what doesn't exist yet, and then build the systems and structures that make it real. And few leaders on earth embody that intersection of faith and structure like Pastor Adeboye, a man whose obedience turned a small local church into one of the most influential spiritual movements in modern history. Faith is strategy in motion. Our anchor, Hebrews 11:1, says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see." Faith is not fantasy. It's conviction strong enough to fuel action, structure, and sacrifice. The crucial principle we miss is this: when God gives a vision, He expects motion, not just meditation. Real faith requires a plan. Not because you doubt God, but because you believe Him enough to prepare for what He promised. Every breakthrough in Scripture, from Noah building an ark to Abraham packing his bags, followed this pattern: divine word, human obedience, strategic execution, lasting impact. Faith isn't just believing that God can. It's organizing your life as if He will. And this is where Pastor Adeboye's story becomes a masterclass in organized faith. From prophecy to operational excellence, imagine the scene: the early 1980s. A young mathematics lecturer, Adeboye, takes over leadership of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, a small local Nigerian church. At his induction, he receives a prophetic word, a destiny so audacious it sounded impossible. One day, the RCCG would be in every nation of the world. The context was total limitation. Nigeria was under military rule, infrastructure was poor, communication was slow. But faith isn't intimidated by limitations. Adeboye didn't just pray, he planned. He didn't just fast, he structured. He defined the prophetic word into a clear, measurable mission: to make heaven, to take as many people with us as possible, and to have a member of RCCG in every family of all nations. That's not vague inspiration. That's faith turned into operational excellence. The moment he got the promise, he started building the system to manage it. The mechanics of structured faith in this model has two sides: spiritual belief and strategic behavior. Many people stop at the first. Adeboye mastered both. 1. Vision alignment, the blueprint. He defined the mission in measurable terms: global presence, holiness, leadership multiplication. He turned the prophetic promise into a blueprint, a clear, detailed target that every leader and member could align with. 2. System thinking, the architecture. He introduced structure, parish models, hierarchical leadership systems, training manuals, and clear accountability layers. He knew a global vision cannot run on local enthusiasm alone. He turned divine calling into a sustainable organizational design. 3. Succession and scalability, the empowerment. He deliberately empowered others, pastors, zonal coordinators, provincial heads, so the church could grow from one man's vision to millions of people's execution. He designed the system to be scalable, ensuring the movement wouldn't collapse under one man's personal weight. That's not coincidence. That's faith translated into sustainable leadership architecture. Faith is not opposed to logic. Many people wrongly believe faith and logic are opposites. They think planning shows a lack of trust. But in truth, faith gives logic direction. Faith defines why, logic defines how. As Pastor Adeboye often says, any faith that makes God absolutely responsible for your destiny is an irresponsible faith. Think about it. Noah didn't just believe a flood was coming. He drew blueprints, sourced gopher wood, and managed a massive construction project. Joshua didn't just believe the walls of Jericho would fall. He organized men, managed logistics, and followed a precise marching strategy. Jesus didn't just believe in the spread of the gospel. He organized 12 men, trained them for 3 years, and sent them out in pairs with specific instructions. That's the Adeboye model, organized faith. The understanding that structure is not the enemy of spirituality, it's the powerful expression of stewardship over the divine promise. From revelation to responsibility, how do we activate this faith in action in our own lives, businesses, or ministries? 1. Translate revelation into a roadmap. Write the steps that connect your prayer to your product. If you believe you'll impact nations, what's your first country? Your first team? Your first minimum viable product? 2. Build before you're big. Adeboye created comprehensive training manuals and systems when the church was small, because faith prepares for scale before growth comes. Do not wait for the crowd to show up before building the stadium. 3. Obedience over optics. When God told him to hold a global convention in the middle of the Nigerian bush, critics mocked him. Obedience is always criticized before it's celebrated. Today, that same bush is Redemption City, hosting millions annually. Stay faithful to the process, even when it looks foolish. 4. Integrate excellence with faith. Spiritual passion must meet professional discipline. Adeboye runs RCCG with efficiency, combining prayer with planning, fasting with forecasting. Your level of execution shows your true level of conviction. There's a clear difference between faithful intention and faithful execution. Intention prays about the future. Execution prepares for it. Many visionaries die in the desert of inaction because they never translate revelation into responsibility. Faith is not proven by what you say, it's proven by what you structure. From a leadership science perspective, Adeboye embodies transformational leadership, inspiring by vision, modeling by example, and empowering by structure. His faith was not just in God's promise, but in God's process. He built an ark in the digital age, not of wood, but of structure. Final challenge. Today, take inventory of your faith projects. What are you believing for, and what have you built toward it? Pray this: Lord, teach me to structure my faith. Help me turn revelation into responsibility and conviction into construction. Let my belief birth blueprints that glorify you. Because faith isn't passive. It's prophetic architecture. If you are ready to move from belief to blueprint, subscribe now. See you in the next video.